Hello everyone, good evening, and welcome to the futures market update for tomorrow's Trade Tuesday. I guess it'll be the 10th of January already. It's amazing. And we'll be 10 days in front of the inauguration. Pretty amazing. So we're looking at the S&P chart here, and I want to just kind of take a quick look at that. That's obviously been lower left to upper right, doing pretty good for a while. As we come into the trade today, we had a relatively tight range and a quiet session on low volume. Now this week, I am anticipating seeing the volume start to pick back up. It did not today. We came into the session this morning with some overnight volume in the 80-ish thousand contracts traded overnight, which is a little greater than half of the norm. And then into the near the end of the session with like 800,000 or so, which is again a little greater than half the average. So some levels for you on the S&P here. First of all, keep an eye on the NASDAQ, because the NASDAQ was actually trying to lead the way higher today, while the other stuff was just sort of sideways to quiet. So first thing, keep an eye on the NASDAQ to help lead this thing higher. On the downside, we need to see this thing hold. In my opinion, we need to see it hold about a 58, actually, about a 58 trade, 22.58, and by some tight margin, with a little break of 58. 57, 57 quarter, something like that. I'll be looking for it to trade down to around 52 and maybe even down here to 48 pretty easily. Now that's the trade that I would actually prefer because it would be the down tick is usually faster and a little bit easier trade, versus the uptick is kind of a slower, more of a methodical grind kind of a trade. So the break would actually be a little faster trade and a little bit easier trade. That's the one I would prefer see, but to be honest with you, I really don't so much anticipate seeing that. Preferred because it's an easier trade, not so much really anticipated. Moreover, what I would anticipate seeing is a little bit of trade down tonight into about 2260 and probably up to about 2270, maintaining a 10-point overnight range. And if we come in tomorrow up around 2270, then I have to look for a sideways to higher trade tomorrow on what, and this is for Tuesday, tomorrow, on what I would anticipate being a little heavier volume on a little wider range than what we saw today. Okay, so what I would prefer see, but more realistically, what I anticipate seeing is a little bit of a dip down tonight, 2260, a trade up to around 2270. We'll come in tomorrow anywhere up there. I'd look for some sideways to higher, pushing this up to around 2280. Maybe even a little higher. If it goes higher, I'd probably be looking for 2285, but 2280 or so, something like that, would be that, and maybe a little higher would be the target for tomorrow in the uptick. Okay, you know what to look for. You know to look for the returning volume this week. We know to keep an eye on that NASDAQ, and we know the level for some potential support. If it breaks, we know the target on the downside. However, with the support, we know the target on the upside. So with that, let me hop over to the premium video, and I'm going to go through not only this, but some trades that I see in gold and in the ags also. And there are some trades in currency and that kind of thing, but I'm going to try to stick with the stuff that looks like it's really standing out. So I'm going to wish you all good trading, good evening, and I will look forward to seeing you again at the next update. Okay, good night.